Okay.
Welcome to the 23rd Annual Community Scare Out. Thank you. I'd just like to give a warm welcome to everyone. And if you have small children, I suggest you take them to our daycare center located at the back of the area. Thank you, and let's get started.
It was a dark and stormy night. It was dark and stormy night. I believe it was a Wednesday. No, it was a Tuesday. No, it had to be a Sunday because I remember praising the Lord. But it was at night. It might not have been at night. It was just dark and stormy. I can't remember. So we're going to go with a Wednesday. Okay. It was a dark and stormy night. I think we got it. But anyway. And I was up in a tree. Don't ask me how I got up in that tree, girl. Because I don't know. Okay? So, I was up in the tree. And I just heard this sound. So disgusting. So horrifying. So I start shaking like you don't know what. I'm just moving crazy. So I have my head down like this, praying to the Lord. And all of a sudden, I feel something. I look down, and my pants are soaked. I peed. I was so scared. I think I remembered right then how I got up there. I drank so much Red Bull. It was like a fire hydrant coming out. So, after I got done covering my head, I looked up, and there it was. An owl! Just staring at me going, or whatever those things make. That night I promised myself I'd never climb a tree again. Or watch any owl movies like Coot. Disgusting. So, I have this lesson for you boys and girls. Never, ever, ever. Never climb a tree and drink Red Bull at the same time. Medical problem, you guys. Thank you. Hi there. I'm going to tell you a story today. So here it is. I went up to my sister. Actually, it was my brother. I don't have a sister, but that's another story. My parents rather have a brother. I went up to him and I go, "You want to go to the shadow puppets in the backyard?" He goes, "Shadow puppets are for little kids." I go, "Oh, okay." Even though he was younger than me, still. So I went in the backyard and I threw a sheet up. And I started playing with my imaginary friend Todd. He's my best friend. Didn't have one back then, but anyways. I started doing all these shadow puppets. And then all of a sudden, the bushes started rustling and doing all that crazy junk. And then after that, something popped out of them. It was red eyes, and I got so scared I ran to the house. But sadly, I forgot Todd, so who knows what happened to that poor man. So I had to go back for Todd. So when I was running back, I tripped. Happens a lot, but still. I fell flat on my face, and I felt breathing, and I couldn't help it. I didn't want to get up, so I grabbed the blanket, I threw it over me really quick. And after I threw it over me, somebody picked me up and was carrying me through the yard. And I was screaming, "Todd, Todd, make sure you feed my cat!" My brother hated the cat, but still. I ended up at the door. Somebody was unlocking it. So I thought, oh my gosh, there's a robber. So I kicked him, or whoever it was. I didn't really know. I was kind of blindsided right there. I love that movie. But anyways, I was walking, and I had him. He dropped me, or whatever it was. He dropped me. Then I stood up with the blanket still over my head. I tore it off as fast as I could. Got stuck again. Fell. Tore it off again. But anyways, and it was my mama. And he was standing there with my brother. I don't really know my brother's name. It's like some, like, Nickel. That's his name, Nickel. My parents love the name Nickel. My name's Penny. But anyways, and my mama said, "Get in the house. Get in the house, Penny. It's time to go home." So I got in the house. But sadly, I lost Todd that day. But he's still feeding my cat. I can tell. The cat's fat. 106 pounds. Thank you.
Well, unlike all the other stories, my story was during the day, and it was on Christmas, and it was right after we had opened all of our presents, and well, we all decided to take a nap, but I couldn't fall asleep because I was scared for some reason. But anyway, I thought I was gonna go take a nap, so I went to go get my teddy bear, and as soon as I did, I heard this knocking on the door. And it said, "Open up, open up." And so I ran in my room and I told my parents, and they were like, "Shut up, I'm sleeping." So I went back in there, not back to the room, back into my bedroom with my teddy bear, and then I hear it again. And so I go look out the window, and my parents didn't tell me they ordered pizza, so it was pizza coming.
It was the night before Christmas, and yeah, that's when we always get to open our presents. Well, I was so excited that I got my very first BB gun. Well, I tore it out the box, and I started out the door to shoot it. I had deer and stuff set up the day before because I kind of thought I was going to get it. Well, I was out there shooting that for a good 5 minutes, and all of a sudden I hear something coming out from the bush. It was a 3-eyed, 2-legged monster. But come to find out, it was my uncle. And
That was one surgery they had to do to remove that one eye.
Alright, I just want to start off by saying the Cookie Monster is real. I've seen him.
Guard your cookies, Cookie.
No, it was a very cold and blistery night. I was in my room sitting down, and I feel something above me, and I realized it was the vent. But anyway, that's beside the point. So I was sitting in my room, and I hear something munching in my playroom. So I get up off my bed, and I go to see what it is, and I realize it's just my fuzzy hamster named Ella. But anyway, so then I went downstairs and I told my mom that Ella was eating, because we do not feed our animals. We don't believe in that. We believe that they should learn to survive in the wilderness on their own. So I went downstairs and I told my mom that my hamster was actually eating something. So she got really mad. So she threw this vase, and it was my great grandmother's face. And so my dad got up and he was really mad, and so I just decided to go back up to my room, and because I had already caused enough trouble. So then later on that night, I got to thinking that I maybe should call my friend Sarah and ask her if she actually feeds her animals. Because I didn't know if that was wrong, or I just didn't know what to do. So I called her and I said, Sarah, and she said, hold on. And I said, okay. So a little bit later, I hear her say that the Cookie Monster was real. The end.
Alright, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd just like to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and we'd like to see you for the 24th annual Community Scare Out.
Good night.